In this video, we're going to talk about immunology, first line of defense. Our body is surrounded by lots of viruses, bacteria, and other pathogens in the environment. So, there is a defense mechanism in our body. The most primary defense so that pathogens cannot get inside our body is called the first line of defense. These are the viruses and bacteria present in the environment outside our body. The first and the largest defense is our skin. Our skin covers most of the area of our body. The skin has two layers, epidermal layer and the dermal layer. The upper layer is the epidermis and the inner layer is the dermis. The epidermis is made up of keratinocytes. Keratinocytes contains keratin protein, and pathogens cannot invade keratin protein. So they cannot enter through the skin when it is healthy. There is a gland called sweat gland present in the skin, which releases sweat on our skin. Sweat contains dermicin and defensin. These two are antimicrobial, so they can kill the pathogens. There is one more gland which is usually situated with the hair, and that gland is called the sebaceous gland. Sebaceous gland releases sebum, which is an oily product which can seal the pores of our skin to prevent pathogen entry. Sebum also contains some acid which lowers the pH of the skin, which is not suitable for pathogens. The sebum also contains defensin and lysozyme. They are also antibacterial or antimicrobial agents. There are some good microbes present in our body that is called the skin flora. These microbes prevent the pathogens to grow on our skin. The next, after the skin, from where pathogens can get an entry. This is the ear. I am drawing the ear here. And the ear hole goes inside towards the eardrum. This region is called the outer ear. This is the outer ear. Ear, the outer ear, have some hairs. These hairs can trap the dusts and the microbes and prevent them from getting inside. There are some glands present in the outer ear. These glands are called ceruminous glands, which releases cerumen inside the ear canal. Cerumen is a component of the ear wax. Ear wax traps the pathogen and cerumen kills the pathogen. Cerumen has antimicrobial property. Next, after ear, which can be an entrance for the pathogen, is our eyes. They are not covered by skin. Eyes have their own defense mechanism. Here we are looking into the primary mechanism only. This is an eye. Eye has eyelashes, which prevents the dusts and the microbes from getting into contact, the direct contact. They inhibit the direct contact with the eyes. Eyes have tear films on them. It is a weighty substance. Tear film contains lysozyme. Lysozyme is an antimicrobial protein which kills pathogens. After the eyes, we will come into the nose. The nose is an entrance towards the internal organ lungs. And in the nose, there are some primary defense mechanisms for stopping the pathogens. This is the nasal cavity, which is going towards the lungs through the windpipe. This is the nasal cavity. And this is the airway or the windpipe, which is going towards the lungs. In the nasal cavity, there are some hairs present. These hairs can trap the dusts and the microbes and prevent them from going inside. Mucus is also present in the nose or the nasal cavity. Mucus can trap the pathogens and it pushes it outwards. There are some special cells present in the airways and also mucus. Let us zoom into this area. These are the special cells present. These cells are ciliated cells, that is, they have cilia on them. And these cells are mucus cells or mucus producing cells. They can produce mucus and forms a mucus layer. Mucus traps the pathogens and the cilia propels them outwards. Now, after the nose or the nasal cavity, we will come into the next hole, that is our mouth. Let us look into the mouth defense mechanism. The first line of defense of mouth. Mouth have some glands present here. The gland present beneath the tongue is called the sublingual gland. One more gland that is present beneath the mandible is the submandibular gland. These two glands release lysozyme, which is an antimicrobial protein which can kill pathogens. Another gland that is parotid gland. These three glands are salivary glands. These three glands releases mucus, which traps the pathogen and propels them outside. Next, through our mouth, food goes inside and reaches the stomach. If anyhow pathogen get an entry and reaches our stomach, it will be destroyed by the HCl acid in our stomach. Stomach leads to small intestine and then to large intestine. Large intestine has some microbes. These are good microbes which are present in our gut, which does not allow the pathogens to grow inside our gut. And there is mucus present for protection. And it goes into the anus. Anus also has mucus for prevention from pathogens. And in this area, urinary bladder and urethra is also present. The urine flow flushes away the pathogens out of the urinary tract. Now let's do a recap. Normal opening for pathogens, that is from where pathogens can get entry into a healthy body. First comes the skin, then ear hole, then eyes, then nose, mouth, anus, urethra, and the genitals. Starting with the skin has keratin, protein, and pathogens cannot invade keratin. Next protection mechanism is sweat. Sweat contains dermcidin and defensin. These can kill pathogen. Now sebaceous gland, which releases some acid which lowers the pH, which is not suitable for the pathogens. Sebaceous gland also releases defensin and lysozyme, which can kill pathogen. And the sebum oil seals the pores of the skin to prevent the pathogen entry. And the skin flora or skin microbiota or the helpful microbes compete with the pathogen so that they cannot grow. So skin is done. After that comes the ear. Ear has hair which traps the pathogens. And the ceruminous glands in the ear releases cerumen, which is an antimicrobial agent which can kill pathogens. And the earwax oil traps those pathogens, which cerumen can kill. Now the eyes. Eyes have eyelashes, which prevent dust, and tear film of eye contains lysozyme, which kills pathogen. Then nose, which goes to the airway, has hair which trap microbes, and the mucus trap pathogens and push them outwards by ciliary movement. Now the skin, ear, eye, nose is done. Now coming to the mouth. Mouth has mucus. The mouth mucus is secreted by sublingual gland, submandibular gland, and parotid gland. And mucus in the mouth traps the pathogens. And mouth also has lysozyme, which is secreted by sublingual and submandibular glands. And lysozyme can kill pathogens in the mouth. Now comes the anus. Anus has mucus to prevent pathogen entry. Urethra. The urine flow flushes away the pathogens. The genitals. That can be female or male genitals. Female has vaginal fluid. The vaginal fluid contains acidic secretion which inhibit the pathogens. And the male semen contains antimicrobial agents which can kill some pathogens. So the video on first line of defense ends here, and in the next video we will talk about what happens if a pathogen gets an entry inside our body by any chance. And I have made a written form of this video, so that you can read the topic if you want. Thank you so much. See you next time.